Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Christy. If you're new, hi and welcome. I am growing in northern Alberta, Canada, growing zone 2B. We're currently farming on a small scale flower farm, and here we supply two of our local florists with stems for the everyday and some formal wedding stuff. And I grow and preserve the majority of our food for the year. So today I am actually going out to my greenhouse to harvest some tomatillos. This is my first year growing tomatillos, by the way. I've never grown them before. And since this is my first year growing in a large covered structure, I thought I would give it a go since I had some space. Up here in our very cool climate, we don't often have a long enough season to grow crops like this. Tomatoes, unless they're short season tomatoes are a challenge for me sometimes, even outside. So this was a great opportunity for me to try, and I have seen that I have some tomatillos ready to harvest. So I wanted to give that a try. We'll gather a few ingredients together, and I will kind of show you a few of the little pretty things that are on the farm. I've been really absent. I know many of my regular subscribers that do watch my videos have been saying, "Where are you? It's been 10 days or almost 2 weeks." I'm okay, you guys. The last time you guys heard from me in my vlogs, I had broke my toe. It's all good, nothing too serious. It's just been really busy, and honestly, I'm experiencing some burnout. I've been going hardcore with the whole flower farm this year, and I'm actually in the process of tearing out my entire greenhouse and replanting for fall crops for my florists. And it's just so much. And on top of that, I also have to order for the next season. So I'm currently making space in my garden because I have fall plantings going in of I think there's 15,000 bulbs that I ordered. I have to go pick them up and get them in the ground. I had to do my ordering and make the space and do the planning and the pricing and all that stuff. So there's just so much to do. And now I'm already working on my next season in the spring and having to get that all done. So there is just so much crammed pack into right now, plus canning, food preservation, harvesting the garden, weeding. So I have been absent, and I do apologize, but I wanted to show you how pretty this is. We planted this earlier this spring. It's my filler garden bed, and it's done its thing, but the rudbeckia is just starting to make its appearance, and it's so pretty. I'll show you what it looks like. I will be doing a more formal garden tour. There's a few things that I wanted to get done so that I can give you a fully updated show and share, I guess, and document for me later, so I know what I've done. And I have to remember, man, what did I do and when was the date? It's a really great way for me to document. So we're just gonna go grab a few things. There's a couple things that I really do want to show you before we go get those things, because they're so pretty. These here are liatris. I have a couple different varieties of liatris. The bees really love this stuff. I have a drift here of, these are larkspur, and as well as I have it underplanted with status. The larkspur is just a mix, and then I also have these double hollyhocks. These are called peaches and dreams. They are perennial here in our zone, and I'm really excited to see those blooming. And I love the status, it's just gorgeous. Our lisianthus that we planted early this spring is showing up. These are the flare, lisianthus flare. They are gorgeous. I'm in love with this plant. It is stunning. And there's a few gladiolus that are starting to bloom. I don't typically get to see these all pretty like this because we cut them much sooner, but it's nice to see a few little blushes of color here and there. One thing I've learned, eucalyptus silver dollar grows really well in tubs in my climate. I really am enjoying having this retaining wall with all the pretty things. Unfortunately, a lot of the gladiolus I am cutting before it gets to open. Some of it I am leaving to enjoy. And the lisianthus, they will be getting cut as they're opening and taken into the florists. So I do get to enjoy a little bit of it, but every time I see blooms, you're not funny. What's that?
Is it a bad time to tell you I took a big poop?
Yes, it is. Anyway, anytime I see color like this in the flower beds, I think, oh, I'm losing money. So I do get to enjoy a little bit of it, so kind of a little bit. I'm not complaining. I don't mind losing a few bucks. These here are the lisianthus that I planted in the ground early this spring under a row cover, and they have done really, really well. They're actually only about 1 week behind the stuff that was planted inside the greenhouse. So these are really tough plant. It's very surprising because we do get really cool springs, and they handled it very, very well. This is a different variety from the other type. I like to grow the flare variety of lisianthus because you get more stems, so the florists are getting more bang for their buck. Basically, these have not been pinched, so they're really looking good. So I've been working really hard on getting the greenhouse flipped. It is really weedy still. It is really weedy everywhere. The weeds this year are kicking my butt, partly why I have burnout so bad. But I will show you what I've got done so far, and just kind of give you a quick little glance. I will show you a more formal garden tour in the coming days, but right now I want to get that salsa verde made pronto. So let's go check it out quick. Yeah, these flare lisianthus are still going in the greenhouse. There's only a couple of them left, and I'm just flipping it, clearing out all the old crops and replanting and remulching and weeding as I go. It is super loud in here because it's venting, and I have 2 fans going to keep disease and the humidity down, and so it's very noisy. I apologize, but these are my peppers back here, and they're starting to produce, thankfully. We're getting some heat now finally, and they are starting to produce a little. I grew artichokes. Please tell me what you do with artichokes, you guys, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell these as cut flowers, but I don't know how to use them. So let me know. They're completely new to me. I need to come through and do some work with my tomatoes as well. They're growing faster than I can actually spend any time maintaining them right now, but hopefully maybe this evening or tomorrow evening I will get a chance to go through and get them all trellised up. I have another flush of tomatoes that need to be picked. Those here are peppers, and then I planted some zinnia here. These are some quick growing zinnia, and I'm just like reseeding, fertilizing, weeding, things like that. My tomatillos, I tried trellising them. That didn't go well. It's a jungle. There's 2 plants here. I ripped one out because it had spider mites, But this guy, I think, is starting to produce some nice fruit. I have more in the house. Look at those. I got distracted by these white peppers. They're really a good pepper. I like them very much. But look at this snapdragon. Isn't it pretty? I think that's my favorite color this year. And we have a volunteer amaranth, which I didn't rip it out because I'm going to need it in the fall. It's a really pretty green tails. And then I have some sunflowers planted and just little bits and things. I decided I probably should grab a few tomatoes that are green. I have some tomatoes that are outside that have cracked, and they're just not that pretty, that I could harvest. They're larger ones that I could harvest now, the outside ones, so that I can use them in the salsa verde, the green tomatoes, because I know they're not going to accomplish much out here, and then I for sure have enough. And if not, well, if I don't need them, then I don't need them. It's not a big deal. They'll still get used in something or other, so I think that's what I will do. It looks like I need to harvest some spinach today too. Oh, it's so weedy. So weedy. I'm still getting peas, by the way. We're cool enough here that our peas they're still flowering. They were flowering yesterday. Yeah, stuff like this. I may as well harvest it. Well, if there's one on the ground, may as well take that one. I see there was some chickens and guineas in here being naughty. At this point, I don't even think it matters. It's been dug up so many times. Look, a pea. Whoa, look at all the tomatoes on this guy. There's some ripe ones in here I never even knew. There's a bunch of ripe ones. Wow, I need to come in here and like harvest chickens and guineas. Wow, look at this tomato. Looks like the chickens and guineas were helping themselves to some snacks while they were digging in my garden. But look at this tomato. Not so bad for northern Alberta, Canada. Little cat facing, whatever. Yeah, these are my spring planted peas. They really like this spot over here. Good place for them. I have a zinnia starting to bud up. I harvested 18 quarts off of my Saskatoon bush, and I made a double batch of jam, and then I made a pie for Chaz. He ate the whole thing already. He gobbled that up pretty quickly. And I had to net it. We had some issues with birds eating the berries, and so they probably ate 3/4 of the berries that were here. I did net it off. The net blew off. I have to go find it. But there's another flush I'm going to probably pick maybe tomorrow because they're quite ripe. So Molly really likes these, but Molly got a haircut, so I got to show you how cute she looks. I'm getting better at cutting her hair. I got a better clipper and she's doing much better. I can't take her to the groomer because she bites them. She's a rescue dog and she gets really aggressive with strangers. She just does not do well with people she doesn't know. So, and she goes through such anxiety and just really stressful. She just does better at home when I cut it, even if she looks bad. But let me know what you think. Did I do an okay job? I'll show you what she looks like. Want a treat? You want a treat? Good girl. Take it. No. Like this. What do you see? What do you see? You're gonna try something? a little bit of boating because we did have some really hot days here. Hot for us. Plus 30 degrees Celsius is pretty hot for us. So we did take the boat out a couple times, and Chaz took a friend out on the boat. They had a really good time swimming in the Peace River. Getting corn. Won't be long, I hope. This stuff's doing really good. It's really small. Potatoes are dying back. They need to get dug up soon. These guys are really quite far behind, but they're coming along. So this is the allure, this one is the bodacious, and this one over here is, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. What is it? My Fair Lady. It's almost rubbed off. Or, yeah. So the flower farm, I'll give you another tour. It's, ooh, I didn't see this before. Distraction. Distraction. So pretty. Hello. Lovely. Look at that. So nice. Beautiful. So I think it was about 10-12 days ago I harvested the garlic and put it in here to cure. And you can see the leaves, they are dry and whatnot. I'll have to spend a day going through all the garlic so I can sort it from the hard neck and the soft neck garlic. The hard neck garlic I will cut and store in a bin, and then the soft neck garlic I'll probably braid it, or who knows, I'll process it because a lot of the soft neck was a little bit smaller this time around. So I might just freeze dry it and use it as freeze dried garlic. We also started to dry some of our flowers. Whatever I'm not cutting to sell, I'm cutting to dry for wreath making and such. So yeah, there's just so many things going on, but let's see if we can find some garlic for our project here. I think we'll need like two of them. I think those look good. So if you've been following along, you probably know that I have had a tarnished plant bug invasion on my flower farm, and so I have been dealing with that all spring. And last night I had another round with them. I had to go through my entire garden. We had another invasion that showed up. So right now, like I was planning to do some seed starting, and I did do some seed starting and some transplants out into the greenhouse for the flower farm and for my food preservation for the winter, but they were just basically the tarnished plant bugs. They really put too much stress on them, and they weren't surviving very well or thriving. So I just decided to scrap it and deal with those bugs, that invasion, one more time, and then resow. So I've resown hundreds and hundreds of seeds yesterday, and I'm working on maybe doing that tonight after I'm done making this salsa verde. But definitely tomorrow I'm going to work on doing some more seed sowing so I could get maybe some brassicas started. We haven't had a lot of the cabbage worms or the cabbage moths this year for whatever reason. I do know that the chickens and the guinea fowl have really been keeping them in check. Just in our surrounding area, we have them on patrol, free ranging around our garden space, and so a lot of that stuff doesn't come in to our garden. So it is what it is. I'm at the point right now where this is such a learning experience, and I'm just really excited for next season, for next year. I cannot wait to start again from scratch and be armed with knowledge and be able to just kind of get a reset. So that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to some time off though, because I'm beat. Okay, let's go make some salsa verde. Even though it's weedy and eaten up by bugs, I still think it's pretty. There's something that's just so heartwarming, I guess, or beautiful about sustainability. You know, it just, sustainability is just, it's perfect. It's wonderful, even in the messes of things. So that I enjoy very much. I don't know about you, but I like it. Check this out. I actually did a flower delivery the other day, and I got to see, I met my florist. Actually, she was leaving with a delivery of a bunch of arrangements to a memorial with flowers that I grew. So I was able to see all of the work she did using the majority of the flowers that she used in those arrangements was grown here at our farm. Here are some imagery and some clips of the work that my local florist here, right here in Manning, her name is Rhonda. She runs the Nest. She's an amazing florist. And so here are some clips of what she's been doing and how she's using the flowers that I grow here. They're absolutely stunning. I know I don't get to see a lot of the flowers when they're open because I actually harvest them closed bud. So it's really wonderful. It's a treat for me to get to see it too. So you get to enjoy it with me. All right, now let's get to work. So the first thing I'm doing is taking the husks off these tomatillos. I found it very controversial online because some people say you have to wait till the tomatillo bursts the papery stuff on the outside before it's ready. Some people say they just have to be filled up before it bursts. I'm confused with what was right, so I just did whatever, and I hope it turned out okay anyways in the long run. But so I washed them really well because they have a really sticky, icky coating on the outside, and I just decided to slice them up. Since I'm going to be cooking these, I didn't, and blending them, I didn't need to chop them. And so I also went with an onion. I should tell you I started with a pound. There was just slightly over, I think it was just over 1 pound of tomatillo with 1 onion. And then I took 2 jalapenos. I decided to deseed one of the jalapenos. Tyson really likes it spicy, but I'm not a big fan of it being so hot it burns your face. And I am one of the people that does think jalapenos are scorching hot. So I just took the seeds out of one. And then I used 1 whole clove of garlic, or head of garlic. There was 4 cloves per head. What I do with the scraps is I put them in a freezer bag so I can use them for making bone broth and for pressure canning my own bone broth. And I decided I'm going to roast these in some avocado oil since I'm not going to be canning this recipe. I'm just making it for dinner. I'm gonna throw that in the oven. I need to elevate my foot while that's roasting. I'm gonna put my foot up so my toe has some time for the swelling to go down, and then I'm going to just make supper, and we won't worry about canning today. This will be a trial run. For dinner, I was really not feeling overly ambitious. So I did have some hamburger in the fridge and I thought, let's make taco salad. I did try to go get my lettuce, but it's really bitter, and decided, well, let's go harvest all of the spinach. This spinach I had planted. I sown in one of my more recent vlogs, and I got some pushback. Some people were not very pleased with my video, but that's okay. It grew anyways, and so now I'm enjoying a really nice meal because I did the work and got off the couch and planted some spinach. So this stuff is really nice spinach. It grows really quickly. I don't remember the variety. Person would have to go back and look at that video, but it was a nice harvest, and colander full for Tyson and I. It's just the two of us dining tonight. We had lots left over, so I decided to make taco salad with a packet of store-bought taco seasoning. So this is done. I pulled it out of the roaster, and then I decided I will throw it in the food processor instead of the blender because I like it a little bit chunky. I threw it in there, and then I added well, this was cilantro. My cilantro had bolted, so I just used some dry, and then I used some salt. I'm not measuring. This is just, I'm winging it. Some cumin. I decided to add some of that. I think most of the recipes for verde call for it. I added some pepper and some lime juice. This was all to taste, basically. I added a little bit more lime juice to our taste, and a little bit more salt. And it was really, really good. I just used the pulse on there, and it made it a really nice texture. So for the salad, how I assembled them is I just put down some spinach. I washed the spinach and added some grated cheddar, marble cheese, and then topped it with some of the taco meat, some olives, tomatoes, a fresh tomato, and then I added the verde, the salsa verde, and some sour cream. And then I crushed up some tortilla chips or taco chips on top, just a couple of them for some crunch. It was really delicious. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I do hope that this was inspiring to you in some way to grow some food, try something new, grow something you've never grown before, try a new recipe. Just play in the kitchen, play outside in your backyard, wherever you can grow anything. I mean, I'm growing watermelons in hanging baskets. So if I can do that, you can do anything, or anyone can do anything. So anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me today and checking in on me. For those of you that were concerned, I'm all good. Thanks for all the love. Much love to you. Bye for now. I know this is gonna come up, an update on the kittens. They're doing really, really well. We have them both still. This one is definitely much more sweeter than he used to be, and it's kind of, they switched personalities a bit. The little orange one is kind of a little,
Where's your brother?
He's trouble.
Huh? Where's your brother? Do you know? Look at his coat. He's got like this frosted little... Oh, there he is. There you are. Hi, baby. Hello, big guy.
Here's a bonus sneak peek. I was able to get in and look at my florist cooler with an exception of 1 or 2 buckets of flowers in here. All of these flowers I've grown and delivered to her this week, so it's really exciting, and I'm very grateful to be able to supply such talent in our local community.
What's wrong? He will.
It's not that bad, hey? Is it cold?